Yes.
Matt Girardi,
Yep.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
J.T. Thompson.
Yes.
Okay, number 4, the approval of the agenda. Anybody have any questions, or comments with anything regarding that?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda that was submitted.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Girardi,
Yes.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
J.T. Thompson,
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, number 5 we can skip, so we'll jump down to 6 in the consent agenda. Again, does anybody have any questions or comments with anything on there? Not, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second? Second. Roll call, please.
Matt Girardi,
Yep.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
J.T. Thompson,
Yes.
Rich Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Peterson.
Yes.
Number 7, discuss and consider approval of resolution 2022-73, increasing wages for the part-time police officer. So Teresa can kind of expound on this a little bit more, but the personnel committee has been meeting, and we met twice here in the last month or so, and just going over budgetary items and wages, and we felt like to be competitive, we needed to get that number up to where it was probably more of an enticing price. So that's why this is on there.
J.T.
JT,
wanna-
Matt, anybody on the
Matt.
personnel speak?
No, I guess I just feel that part-timers, at least in law enforcement, are hard to get and hard to retain. So part of this is, hopefully we can attract some more part-timers, and the ones we got working, hopefully they'll stay.
So we're at a time right now where we need, part-time, so we wanted to bring this forward now. Thought it was appropriate with the situation we're in to bring it forward and go from there. One thing to remember, we're not paying, benefits and stuff to part-time help, so we thought this would be a competitive wage to be able to hopefully pull some people in.
That's all I got, so, I think it's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's pretty cut and dry.
And that would start, if this passes, this would start
Right
Immediately.
away.
right away.
Yeah.
I think everybody, knows us, and hopefully the community that we have a lot of discussion. We just don't throw a wage out. We justify it, why we brought it up, and have in-depth discussions. We don't always agree on it, and we have to start with, but we come out and we do agree at the end, and that's how we bring it forward to you guys.
Yeah, and I know we had kind of just done this, did we just do it last year?
Yeah, about a year ago.
And we were, around the $21 range, and I mean, just with the way things have been going, here lately, and kind of where we're sitting at, we felt like we really needed to update that and get to where we probably needed to be, so yeah, that's kind of the quick in and out of how we got there, so.
So we'd be going from $21 an hour to $26 an hour, so. And that for our area is competitive, I would say, equal.
Yep.
I would say it's equal,
It's
yeah.
what's going
That's what's
on.
going. For comparison, Macokota pays 27, so.
So if this gets approved next, Teresa, when would it go into effect?
It would go in effect like tomorrow,
Okay.
because we'll sign it today, so it would be immediately.
Billy, got anything to say on that?
I think this is a great step forward, so I think that's positive.
Anybody have any questions or concerns or?
Well, I'm gonna make a motion to approve resolution 2022-73.
Okay, second? Second. Roll call, please.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
J.T. Thompson,
Yes.
Rich Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Girardi.
Yeah. Okay, number 8, discuss and consider approval of resolution 2022-74, increasing wages for a part-time summer help employee. So again, kind of the same, along the same lines of, I think we were at 11
We were at 11.
For Jacob, who had been here the last few years, and kind of felt like, Jacob, from our understanding, is gonna be moving on this year.
He's going to be doing an internship.
Yeah, so he won't be coming back, so we felt like, to maybe get it more enticing, to a high schooler or, somebody who just graduated, to come in and help us out this summer. Felt like that was kind of the right thing to do, to bump that up a little bit.
Well, and again, when we had brought Jacob on, we had started him at $10 an hour, which was kind of for that type of position, and part-time help was fair. And then we gave a $1 increase, and what we're seeing here after COVID and everything, these part-time positions, salaries are going, or hourly salaries are going up, so personnel committee, mayor discussed it all, decided it should.
Yeah, good time to put a plug in, if anybody's interested, we will be looking for
We'll be
part-time
posting
help.
our summer help, and
Start when?
Well, yeah,
usually they kind of give us the date when school gets out, when they're available. Usually it's been right around, I wanna say May 17th, right in there,
Do we have anything posted yet?
end of May. No, I wanted to wait to get
Okay.
this through, and
Okay.
then,
Yeah. we need something
is there
set.
gonna be like a deadline? 'Cause maybe there's someone that could start sooner.
yeah, we usually, usually what we do is now we'll post it and put it in the paper and on Facebook, on our website. And we'll probably give it about 3-4 weeks. And then, Jack and I usually do the initial interviews, and then, we come to personnel committee. And, in the past, personnel committee hasn't interviewed you went with our recommendation and council. And, then, once we've gotten past that point, then they will let us know, when the last day of school is, if they can start coming in after school, that type of thing.
Yeah, it's working
I'm
out
just
really
trying to
well.
think of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the criteria? Do you have to be a student?
No, 18, just need to be over 18.
Okay.
So, we're an equal opportunity employer, so we're not saying, it needs to be a high school, but you need to be able to perform the various duties. Cause there's more, Jacob was doing more than just cutting grass and trimming.
Well, you're more or less a fill-in of sorts.
You could almost call it kind of a gopher.
Yeah.
You're going to do, kind of whatever needs to be done.
To the point
Mhm.
of
Those
your
low,
capabilities, yeah.
those, I hate to call them low level, but
No,
you're not gonna be doing concrete or getting down in a hole with water main break, none of that type of stuff. It's more our summer maintenance type activities.
There's plenty of that to do.
Oh, yeah, we got plenty.
There is,
How many hours on average did Jacob get?
usually around 30.
Okay, that's right, I thought.
And he helped out like in the winter sometimes too, or when he was back, right? Just to help out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Winter break, yeah, you come in and help.
which is good.
Yeah, really good, cause shoveling snow and doing some of those upkeeps, and he was good for helping with get the garbage done. It's always nice when Eric has someone helping him with garbage, pickup, just because he can generally be done by 11:30, and that frees him up to do some of those higher level tasks in the afternoon, especially if they got a project they need to do. And the guys have started changing their own oil on some of the vehicles and that, so, doing some of those.
Now we have the nice shop to be able to do it, and they're gonna have the,
Never had the area before.
they got a nice facility to be able to do that stuff, so it's good that they're taking advantage of that.
Yeah, and they're picking up, some of the tools so that they have them there, and so it works out really well.
Awesome.
All right, any other discussion needed on that? If not, I will ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2022-74, setting the salary for part-time general labor at $14 an hour.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
JT Thompson,
Yes.
Rich Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Girardi,
Yep.
Adam Ryder.
Yes.
Okay, number 9, set the public hearing for the max levy for February 27th, 2023 at 6 p.m.
So I've shared some of the emails, what's been going on with our legislature and everything. I did on Friday morning send an email to Ted at the Department of Management. And he had advised us about 2 weeks ago to move forward with our budgeting process, which means get your max levy, your hearing set, have your hearing, move forward with your budget. I wanted to double check and make sure that was still the case, and he said, yes, do that. If we need to make any modifications later on, the advice was set your max levy high. A reminder to, residents in Preston, mayor and council, those are our partial levies, and we did set them high, not knowing what's going to happen with our valuations and our property tax. And we can always probably what we'll be doing is bringing that down. But right now we've set it high, so, cause you can go down, but you can't go back up. So, we already had lower valuations this year, approximately $7,000 difference from what we had last year. Valuations, people, can go and appeal those, get those changed, but, our valuations property tax did go down, as far as what we could collect already. So, time will tell. They're having another meeting tomorrow, a Zoom, and we can Zoom in and listen to that. But I've been keeping track with, League of Cities has been big in this, and it's all the buzz on our blogs, Grapevine and ClerkNet. So, we may be coming back and making an adjustment, but we're doing what we've been told, so.
And it kinda sounds like it's expected that this will pass.
Yes, they have usually our budget has to be certified by March 31st. They've extended that to April 30th because of this. So, I'll be honest, we're kinda going down that path, but there may be some caveats with that as far as how they're going to make up that dollar amount that we're missing out on. And really what it comes down to is they're watching some of these bigger cities that have subdivisions and how fast they're growing and how much property tax they're bringing in, not taking into account the smaller towns, that are trying to stimulate and get that growth, not quite there yet, and how that's going to affect us.
They're listening to a lot of their urban people, representatives, and they're forgetting about this the rural communities that they're really putting the stick to. I don't get it, but it is what it is.
So, I will need a motion for that.
Okay.
If anybody have any other questions regarding that? Okay. I'll continue to keep you informed as I get information.
Okay, so, we'll need a motion to set the public hearing for February 27th.
I'll make a motion to set the public hearing for February 27th on the max levy.
And second,
I'll second.
and roll call please.
Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Girardi,
Yeah.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
JT Thompson,
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.
Number 10, discuss and consider approving compensation for the police department when working a holiday. So this again was another thing that kind of stems from the personnel meetings that we've been having. We felt like this, because right now, there's no compensation, no extra compensation for working a holiday, and we felt like we needed to do a little bit more in that area, to make it a little bit more worthwhile. So again, that's kind of where this stems from. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're recommending that because in the past it's just been straight time. So we're recommending tonight to go to time and a half for any holiday, 8 or more hours basically.
So it'll be the same holidays that, that we currently have, whatever those holidays are. And it'll start, if you start the shift at 6 o'clock on, Christmas Day, and it goes till, 10 o'clock the next morning, it's for the whole shift, not just the hours on that holiday, but it includes
Yeah.
that shift.
And this would cover the chief, another full-time officer, part-time, whoever works that holiday. So, one, it's hard enough to get a part-time to work, but if they do, they'd get paid, time and a half on the $26, and then whatever their wage is at the time. The other thing is that, we'd like to start this immediately, or soon as we can, because obviously we got holidays coming up. And the other employees get it anyways. So we just thought this, as on the personnel side, to get something for the police department, a little extra. So that's where we're at. So.
Yeah, I think personally, just speaking for myself, I was kind of surprised that we were just paying straight time for holidays. I
We're
guess I
probably
never
behind
realized
on
that.
this anyway. The coach is probably doing it right.
Yeah, basically all cities and, state and county do it. They all do it a little different and compensate a little different, at least on the police side, but it's pretty much that, so.
We kinda had it that if you work the holiday, then you take a different day, which isn't really an incentive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, either you have the holiday off and someone's working it, or if you have to work it, you get paid overtime like, another employee would, right? So, I think this is a start, at least we could get, hopefully this gets approved to compensate.
I guess this is one of those we had a long discussion on. We talked about a lot of different ways to try to do this, and this is one we came up with that we thought would fit well for us right now.
Yeah, I think it's simple and it's fair, and it's a start.
Easy to keep track of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So instead of treating it like a floating holiday, kind of like it has been, that part would go away, and it would just
Correct.
be the time and a half compensation.
Correct.
so yeah, whatever's going on, obviously there's some holidays that the police department needs to be working, and there's some that you kind of take on what's going on, so.
So the
it all
first,
depends
the
what's
first holiday would be February 20th, President's Day.
President's Day, so, if you wanted to work that day. We just made it, or recommend, just the same as the city guys, that are the same
Yep.
Holidays.
Same holidays, we talked about different holidays, cause there's different days that the police department are a little busier on, but just to make it more streamlined, I guess, and easier for City Hall, whatever the other employees get, that's what.
Whatever the handbook states for holidays, that's what it is.
Yep.
Yes,
So that's the nuts and bolts of it.
yes.
So what do you,
We
We need a motion on that.
need a motion.
Can we have something in print on this?
We do. We have a resolution.
What?
Or no, I didn't do a resolution for this one.
No.
We can put a policy together. I mean, it's following, I can put a policy together.
I mean, nothing against it, but per se, the police department, yeah, good and dandy, you get a paid holiday. What do you get if you worked? What do you get if you work the holiday? What's the guidelines for that?
That's what we're
that's
saying
what we're
here.
discussing.
That's what this is. If they work Christmas Day, they get time and a half.
Right now, they don't get nothing.
Right now, they just get a floating hot, you switch out a different day.
Okay. Because I just wanna see that in writing, because I don't wanna see something like, oh, double time and a half, you work Christmas Day. Wait a minute.
No,
You know, yeah,
the other employees, you know, either, they're getting that, so.
Mhm.
it's just-
yeah, it'll just replicate that pretty much.
yeah, it's,
I just wanna see it concrete is what.
I can put a policy together on it.
I think the policy's
Mhm.
fine, I don't think we need a resolution, I think that's something that, Teresa can take care of at city hall level, I don't think we need to. Would that work for you?
Yeah, I don't see, I don't think we need a resolution on that.
Yeah,
I'll just put a policy together so it's in writing.
okay, that way, any bill or any new employee or any part-time employee knows what the,
Understands the compensation.
understands it, and then we'll go from there, so.
Okay, so do we need to vote on it tonight then, or do we, well, okay, so let's, I'll ask for a motion then to include the time and a half compensation for holidays.
I'll make the motion to approve compensating the police department employee, full-time or part-time, to be compensated when working holidays at a time and a half rate,
I would add chief to that.
and chief.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call?
Matt Doherty.
Yep.
Adam Ryder.
Yes.
JT Thompson.
Yes,
Rich Peterson.
No,
Matt Peterson.
Yes.
Okay, number 11, other business, submission for the Jackson County RCTP grant, so.
Okay, and with that being said, I requested an extension of our previous grant that we received funding for the flashing pedestrian beacons down at 64. We were granted that extension, and I included that letter in your packet. This submission, last year, we submitted trying to get the 88 curb ramps down at 64 to go along with we did not receive grant funding for that. This year, what I would like to do is, we have some patching that needs to take place. It's pretty bad on Mitchell Street in front of the fire station. And then we have a manhole, that is bad by the treasure trove that needs to be brought up. And that needs to go the full length of the street. The total for those two projects is $46,568. Yeah. So I would like to apply the grant, the $25,000 from Jackson County, to go towards that. And that would be almost, that would be close to, we would be paying like 45% Jackson County, the rest.
We think it will help because it's by the fire station and stuff, that's.
Yeah, so I've asked for a letter of support from Plastics, the fire chief, the police chief, the school, and I'm gonna get some other letters of support. Because I do think it's important that the street in that area, for the fire department, that it is in good condition. And I think it gives us a better chance. And plus, since it is that much, we get more points, because we're going with a bigger match. Because you have to match, in order to get any funding from Jackson County, you have to match at least 20% of the project. So we would be matching more than that, which would also give us more points, because they give you points for safety, your letters of support, how much your match is, and so then all these points. Now, they also do deduct points if you've received the grant within the last 3 years. but we're down to only losing 25 points. So if we can make them up in other areas, you know, we do have a possibility of getting some grant money here.
So the storm sewer, is that just putting a riser on that then?
I think it's, I don't know how they're doing that, to be quite honest. I just know it's going clear across the street, which is what's causing it to be such an expensive project. Cause we're not just doing one side of the street. Now, the street will be closed in that area. It could be up to 3 days, but it's gonna be better in the long run.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Gotta be some give and take for improvement.
yeah. So if you agree, that's what I'm going to go up. I've got the pictures, I'm gonna get everything ready. It will come to council for, we gotta do that resolution. We've got the steps we have to take.
And obviously that'll be in our budget then for streets and.
Yes, yep. And I have it in, our spreadsheet for it,
I support you on that, I think that's where it should go.
yeah. I want what I think we can get the most for, plus, you know, it's practically paying for one of our big patches, so,
That's gonna be a cement patch, hopefully.
yes, concrete.
Yeah.
So,
I'm good with that.
super.
Everybody else good with that?
No problems here.
Rich, you good with that? Okay. Okay.
Next thing, in your packet, I gave you a copy of, a walk around that was done in Preston. I believe that was in 2016. Well, when we had the walkthrough for the Catalyst grant, with Jim Thompson, he mentioned for $300, you could get 2 people from the Iowa Economic Development Authority to come to your town and do a walk around and give you ideas for improvement. $300 is really, to get someone from the state in here and give us ideas is pretty inexpensive. So I discussed it with Tyler, we signed up for it. We're down for July 12th in the afternoon. They'll be here like at 1 o'clock. And you pick some different community members and business. I don't know how, I mean, I've already had somebody step forward and say, I wanna be a part of that, which is great, you know. And you walk with them and then you go have dinner and you discuss and then they put a report together on it.
Okay.
So, I know one of the things they had in their last report is there was not the ramp along the coffee shop, and there was metal, let's just call it what it is, junk, piled up against the side of the building. And that was one of the things they said is to get that away from there. We're also working to try to get Debbie Durham, who is the head of the Iowa Economic Development Authority, to come to Preston. And what I was told is you brag about what you've done and how they've helped you. You talk about the things that you want to do, and then you have an ask on how can we make this happen. So, you know, that'll be something we'll be looking at. Another thing that I'm gonna talk with Preston Growth and Development on is the Iowa Great Places. Preston had applied for that, probably out, it was before my time. So it probably was in 2018, would be my guess.
Just before you, I think.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Cause I came in June of 2019.
yeah, I think it was the summer before you.
So, I mean, there were some criteria that, I mean, it was getting more arts and there were a few things at Preston. And I think we're doing a better job at some of these community events and things, You know, it's something, maybe we need to look to for next year and start paving the way for that and discussing that with our community coach, that can help us, Amanda DuPont from ECIA. And that would also open up some more funding opportunities with grants. So. Any
Yeah, it's
questions?
quite the process from what I remember.
Yeah, cause it's like you have to, they took a bus.
It's
and-
pretty involved, yeah, it's,
yeah, you have a video and you go to each place and you almost script it
yeah,
all,
you have people lined up to talk and, yeah.
so.
But there's definitely perks to
Mhm.
getting it, so.
Definitely. So the other thing I would like to do is, since we're continuing to trudge forward with our budget, we need to, as a
I
group,
knew this was coming.
yeah, as a group, we need to sit down, I need to finish getting, through budget with, some of the guys. And then we need to have a budget workshop. And I don't know if, I know this is asking a lot, but I don't know if we would be able to do a Saturday morning. I know, it cuts into everybody's weekend. But usually, you know, it takes longer. At the end of the day, everybody's kind of, at the end of their workday,
Wow.
the last thing you wanna do is sit here until maybe
9 o'clock.
9:30 at night.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So, I don't know, what does March 4th look like for you guys? For the majority of you anyway.
Sounds like it's gonna be a fun Saturday morning.
There you go. And we will get out of here because I have a baby shower that afternoon at 1 o'clock. Would you wanna start at 9? Would that be late enough for everybody, or do you wanna go 8? It's up to you guys.
I'd rather go earlier.
So I was gonna say,
Go earlier and get done earlier.
7 o'clock.
Good with that too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I can pretty much go as early as you want.
Yeah.
You set the time.
I'm good with 7, you guys
I
good with
don't
that?
wanna wait, but you guys, whatever the majority wants, I
Do
don't.
eight.
know.
Okay.
8's fine.
Or do they?
Are you
You
gonna
wanna do
cater to
7:30? 7:30, 8 o'clock, which one?
Time do they start making breakfast pizzas?
I was just gonna say, that's on the set for breakfast.
I'm fine with whatever.
Let's just go with 8.
Okay,
Yeah,
Let me put it on my phone right now.
do it.
You wanna text me at 7:30 that morning?
that's all I have.
I'm not gonna guarantee anything, cause that might be work.
I can, send you the notes from it all. And I'll have a packet together, so if you have any comments or anything.
Thank you.
And that goes for anybody if they something happens and you can't make it.
Alright. So we're good with that, so. Okay.
By then, are you gonna have talked to all the guys, or
We're gonna have
this be a little
everything,
bit more crunched down?
this is gonna be, you agree, you disagree, no way, no, you're not buying a lawnmower.
Okay,
Do we need to have any more smaller committee meetings? We kinda got that hashed out with everybody, or?
I've got, for after
For
this
this?
one, streets, kinda some things we talked about, I still don't have all the quotes. But I think we kinda have an idea of where we wanna be.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll have it, there really isn't any other committee meetings, you know, the big one was salary and benefits. We got that hammered out.
Fire?
Fire, he's working on his budget. He told me, he promised me he would start looking at it.
Electric, we had some things, but Ray probably got with you on some things we had there, didn't he?
Yeah,
Okay.
and the catalyst came in, so that bill will be on our,
Yeah, we had some items there that.
and we're gonna have a budget amendment, cause electric got shorted, Cause I should've fat fingered it the other way, and instead I shorted him. So, we gotta increase his budget, and he's got a couple unexpected things that have happened, so.
Okay.
Any questions?
Okay, see you on the 4th. No, I guess on the next meeting, what we have down, there's another meeting after the council meeting.
Yes,
For Preston Days.
7 o'clock
Is that gonna be at the fire station?
at the
then?
fire station.
Yeah.
Can you tell them to crank that heat up and then turn it off, cause you can't hear that.
Oh, really?
Oh,
It was cold, it was.
It was horrible,
Yeah,
wasn't
I
it?
don't know why it was so cold in there. Somebody.
It was cold, and every time the heater would run and someone would talk,
Couldn't hear.
or you're gonna have to move the tables a little different or something.
We can bring that up in budget. Maybe we need a new furnace.
Well,
I think that was the whole thing.
yeah.
Maybe a PA system.
I'm just trying to
Maybe-
keep everybody happy.
Maybe I'll bring the speaker system up.
Okay. Well, I'd like to go down with that, so we,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I think that's open to
yeah, it's open to
Yeah.
everybody. Only other thing, Bill, you got anything?
We received a bill yesterday from Jackson County Hospital for our inmate that we have that's currently incarcerated for a COVID test.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it looks like we're paying for it now, but I'm gonna talk to the county attorney and see if we can't get that upon conviction, that pay for them.
Yeah, that just started, they used to, if you're, the arresting agency would bring somebody in, if they had signs of COVID, you had to take them out to the hospital. Well, basically, government was paying for all that.
Yeah.
Now it's on the agency, so, yeah, we get bills too, so. Cause they're technically the agency's prisoner until they're actually booked into, so they don't have to accept anybody, so it's not the jail.
And he complained that he had COVID, so he had to be taken to the ER, and he didn't have it. But because he said he did,
They're trying to get out of going to jail, which doesn't work, so. So there may be a few bills here and there.
What's ridiculous is the cost,
Yeah,
$170 for a COVID test.
yeah.
Yeah, that is a little rich.
Well, they did put some new policies at the jail there, just because they say they've been exposed or they have COVID, we're not running them up to the hospital. I mean, you got home test, or they gotta show some symptoms now
Okay.
before.
I was just gonna say, cause what's to stop them from every day saying,
Yeah,
I need a
so
COVID
that's
test
like,
or-
no, not gonna happen.
Okay.
and then I had a call over in Miles, it's been about a month ago. It was an unknown call. I got there and the gentleman talked about his 6-month-old choking, but he was able to dislodge it. So with Teresa's help, we went ahead and for each police car, we'll have like a suction thing to put over your mouth, and then you pull it like a plunger, like a toilet plunger, and that's supposed to dislodge it. Seen a little bit on, social media about it, and so, and now Amy Rolling's using one of them just to kind of test and play around with it, so, and then I have one in my car, so,
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see how that works, cause I wouldn't mind
yeah.
for us up there.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's something we don't think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
Cause, yeah, cops go to all calls medical too, so.
right.
Yeah, then I attended 911 meeting this last week, when we got our list of the equipment that we were gonna get, or we are getting. Was kinda shorted a little bit of equipment compared to what we had asked for, and so it was kinda stalled out a little bit for me on how this all was gonna work. Not that I totally agreed with it, but I think it's doable, so.
Okay, does anybody have anything else?
Question, as long as we're talking about sheriff's department, where do we stand on communication? What's the update?
With the new radio system,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Well, they were supposed to be installed in July, and we're in.
And then November, And now, I mean, they have been out, they've measured the councils, you know, so our squad cars are different than Sebula's and probably even some of the sheriff's departments, so they've kind of measured how they're gonna install those radios, and then they'll keep the existing ones in there. That won't change. So that's what they're doing. It's kind of, it seems like a very tedious process. Talked about one central location in Andrew. I think they were gonna try and do like the fire station, or they had a building there, and that was where they were gonna do those up. So we kinda talked a little bit about logistics and bringing squad cars one at a time, probably leaving it overnight or something. Just depends on how that goes, so,
Yeah, they're doing all the squad cars in the whole county.
yeah.
So, I think they said they could do one squad car per day, maybe, I don't know, something like
Yeah, it was 1 to 2. I think it just depended on.
that. Yeah, to put a, yeah, well, it's also a repeater too.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so there'll be a unit in the trunk.
There'll be a unit in the
Yeah.
trunk.
Or it depends on what your kind of vehicle you have, I guess, yeah.
So they come and look at every squad car and, yeah. So, we gotta get that done first.
And you have both radios just because it's a transition period, correct?
No, you know, I asked that, and they said if for some reason this system goes down, we would still have the backup. So there's like, no, you'll have both radios in there. I asked that at Wednesdays.
So there's not a lot of confidence in the new system?
Well, eventually down the line, it'll be all this, but yeah, over the transition, but yeah, you'll be able to use. So they got it like if this system goes down, you have a backup system, and then there's another backup system.
What'd that do to the fire department?
Fire departments are next on the
And
list.
that's, yeah, after more fundraising, I don't wanna say fundraising, but grant writing and stuff like that, they'll be involved in that. And I don't know how that's,
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably be lucky if we have them by fall at this rate, maybe. I mean, what do you think, JT? You think
Maybe, I don't know.
yeah,
Landon said he was part of a grant writing. They were
Yeah, they're
writing-
trying to get bigger. So they, with this, I don't know if you remember when they come and talk about this radio stuff. They started with law enforcement because there was less of them, you know, less. And then we use the radios more than, I would say, you know, ambulance and the fire. So this is a good way to test out the system, tweak anything. And I think once you have that, then it's easier to get a grant for the next stuff, but yeah, fires is next. Each radio, like handheld radios, like $5,000, so that's part of like, all firemen have handheld radios now, it's like, okay, are you gonna pay for it? Yeah, it's a lot of money, so, and it's confusing some of it, so.
yeah. So we did talk, and I think they're probably gonna let us have, we get one radio for each certified officer, portable radio. Except for Adam, who works part-time, but because he works full-time for the conservation, he will have a radio through them. But now I didn't really get complete answers if something gets damaged in, who pays what, so that's kind of still.
They gotta work out a
Sounds
lot.
like conservation.
Well, basically, your radio will be assigned to you, so
Yeah.
this new system, like, if you key it up, it will tell dispatch what officer's keying that
Oh,
radio.
really?
That's how it is, so
Yeah.
everyone's got, you know, it'll have your number or whatever.
Your name,
Yeah, your name, your number.
that's the way it goes,
Then
yeah.
there's extra radios for
We got order.
people that maybe reserve officers, or if a radio breaks down, or if you're having a special event, you need to have extra radios. But they got a lot of things to iron out yet, like,
Yeah,
if the radio breaks, who's paying for that? Is that department, is that on, so, you know. And I don't really care either way, but I like to see it spelled out so everybody knows.
Right.
So, and the cost of radios too, you know, that's something maybe we have to look at a line item budget or something, I don't know, it's a lot of money. So, but it's like everything else, you're getting forced by the state to do things, and that's where we're at.
All right, is there anything else? Okay, I will ask for a motion to adjourn, please.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Who said second? Matt Peterson,
Yes.
Matt Jardy,
Mm-hmm.
Adam Ryder,
Yes.
JT Thompson,
Yes.
Rich Peterson.
Yes.